There's one part of Lego selling that almost everyone I speak to gets wrong. And I speak to a lot of Lego sellers, including six-figure sellers, a lot of large sellers, and almost everybody across the board. This is the biggest problem and pain point they have in their business. But first, where have I been? What is up, everybody? And I do apologize for my absence. I've been AWOL. I had a baby daughter, so I had to learn how to be a dad, and I had to step away from making videos on the internet for a little while to just kind of free up some space in my life for that. And it's been amazing. It's been the ride of a lifetime, and I've absolutely loved it. So over the last year, learning how to be a dad, also working on some super interesting stuff. There was one other big major thing that I was working on behind the scenes. And I just want to tell you what it is, because I think it's going to be huge for the Lego investing marketplace. Over the years as a Lego investor, I started back in 2017. So I've been doing this for 9 years now. And over that time, there's been one area that I have personally had so many headaches with. And I have also happened to see all of the other most successful Lego investors that I work with, like in my private group, we have over 30 people who have won the six-figure club. That means they've sold over six figures in the previous year of Lego sets. You know, they're big sellers. And we have a handful that are sold over $1 million. And when I talk to all of these large sellers, I've noticed that everybody consistently seems to have the same problem. I love the set picking. I love the deal hunts. I love the selling side of the business. What about the in-between, right? The in-between, which is inventory management. Because this is a space in between when you buy the thing and you sell the thing, like what happens in the middle. But even for me, someone who's actually really good with spreadsheets, and I use them a lot in my day job and everything, gets to be a total pain to have to maintain a massive spreadsheet that has your storage locations of all of your items and the market values of everything so you can calculate profitability. So you have all this excitement around the buying side of the business and the picking the sets and the buying and the thrill of the hunt for the deals. And then you have all this excitement around turning it into cash on the selling side of the business. But the in-between part, you know, it starts to get stressful and messy. And if you want to know what your inventory is worth or what your profits are today, you need to know current market values, and you need to be able to calculate what your expected profits are so you know when it's time to sell stuff. And even after you make the sales, we see a lot of people don't know what the real profits are because eBay, Amazon, Walmart don't know your profits because they don't have the cost of your inventory. So you need to draw that data together with your cost data to be able to see the real picture. And a lot of sellers are not even doing that. So they're completely blind on what the actual performance of their business is and how much money they're really making. And then you end up making bad decisions because you're making decisions based on gut feeling or bad data or incomplete data, and you don't have the full picture of exactly what you should do in your business based on real numbers and real performance over time. And then without that clarity, you end up leaving money on the table because you just don't know that this particular part of your inventory was performing so much better than everything else, and that's where you should double down this year. And so for me, over years now, I've used all sorts of iterations and versions of my inventory tracker spreadsheet. Again, I've shared it with the communities. A lot of you have seen the ways that I've done it over the past, using my storage sheet where I have these big rows and columns, and it's crazy. And then it takes me like way too much time to just search for a set and figure out what tote bin or what box that it's in. And I'm scrolling down and scrolling across and trying to find how many units of something is in what part of my storage. And in the back of my mind, I always knew that there needed to be some software for this, or needed to be something better. Because if you look at any other business out there, you look at your doctor's office, or you look at your lawyer, or you look at anything, they all have software to do the things that they need to get done. And if they don't have the software, if it's not readily available, they invest in building it because it's so important to their operations that they need to have it. They're not just using spreadsheets for stuff like the way we have been doing in the Lego investing business, because none of the existing inventory trackers out there work for what we need. So after years of this headache, and after years of talking to very large sellers who also had this headache, and everybody in the industry and the Lego aftermarket seeming to suffer from the same problems with no solution that really worked for what we needed, I decided to create one. And I want to introduce you to Brick Probe. BrickProbe is the solution to the problem that I see faced by most Lego sellers that I talk to, no matter what size their business is at. And it's the solution that I wish that I had all of these years as a Lego seller. And with it, we finally get the clarity and control and confidence to make decisions in our business that we always should have had. And I may be a little bit biased, but I genuinely believe that after this, there will be 3 different types of Lego sellers. There's going to be those who have no idea what's going on in their business. There's going to be those who spend way too much time every month trying to figure it out. And then there's going to be those who use BrickProbe. So let's figure out how to get access to this thing. That's probably what's on your mind now. You're like, how do I get in here? Oh, I can start testing this thing out. So let me tell you where we're at. So we are now officially in early access. That means you do get the opportunity to come in and join us and check it out. And over the last month or so, we've been doing alpha behind closed doors inside of our groups. We've had around 70 sellers in there doing alpha, and they've been helping us to kind of give feedback and figure out where we should make changes and improve things. And now I'm so excited about where the software is at. The feedback has been phenomenal. I'll share some of the feedback and quotes from some of our alpha members here on the screen so you can see that. So you can get access today to our founding member early access launch of BrickProbe. And what early access really means is that you're going to get grandfathered in at a lower price. And we've tried to make this super accessible in terms of the pricing. When compared to other options out there like Inventory Lab, I think you're going to find this is very accessible, especially with the founding member discount. And if you use other services like QuickBooks or ConnectBooks, I think you may find that you can cancel certain services or ignore those and save money elsewhere. We've also made it unlimited everything, so you don't have a certain quantity of sets you can track or sales you can add or anything like that before the price goes up or you got to raise your tier. This is unlimited everything for your entire business at the base tier. And in the future, if we add extra tiers, it'll be whole new functionality. But the base inventory and business tracker will be unlimited everything for as long as you're a member. So for the people who are early adopters of this, you're going to get the opportunity to lock it in at a lower price than what it will be in the future. But just note that we are only offering 50 spots to founding members. That means if you want to get the early access pricing and you want to lock that in and get grandfathered in on that lower price so that even 10 years from now, you're still paying a lower price than everybody else who joins after you, you do need to join in the first 50 people, and it is going to be first come, first served. Now, the other cool thing is we are giving 14 days completely for free so you can go and check it out. So you're going to have 2 weeks of free access to BrickProbe. You can go, you can check it out, you can play with it, you can start loading your inventory and sales in there, and you can decide for yourself if you want to stick around or not. And then if you learn it's not for you, you can cancel inside of the app without speaking to anybody very, very quickly before the 2 weeks is up. So we're doing that 2-week free trial so you can decide for yourself and make an informed decision from the inside. So today you can go ahead and get access to BrickProbe, get that price locked in, get your 2-week trial locked in at brickprobe.com. So just go to brickprobe.com. You will see the information there, and you can go ahead and start signing up. After you sign up, you will get a password reset immediately, and you can log straight in to the app. So go to brickprobe.com, lock in your founding member price, lock in your free trial, start getting clarity on your business. But just remember, the founding member window will not be open forever. So if you want to make sure you get the price locked in, you do want to move reasonably soon. But again, there's no risk in doing so because you get 2 weeks for free. I am so excited to finally say that because I've been working on this for a year, me and a team of developers. This has been my brainchild for years and years in the back of my mind while I've been with these messy, headache-inducing spreadsheets. So if you finally want to say goodbye to those spreadsheets and all of that pain that goes with that and get some clarity and simplicity and automation in your Lego business, go to brickprobe.com and lock in your spot inside of the founding member launch today. All right, folks, that is it. More to come soon. I will be doing kind of more in-depth trainings and stuff like that over the next couple of weeks as we continue to get excited about this new world that we're going to live in with BrickProbe. I am pumped. It is going to be the way I do everything going forward. Yeah, get excited. All right, folks, it's great to be back. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one.